The Boston Celtics are just one win away from claiming their 18th NBA title. Joining us now, 2008 NBA champion Leon Powe. And Leon, this game had a lot going in it, right? You had the two superstars for the Celtics going off, combining for 61. And then on top of that, you hold your breath a little bit at the end. But the Celtics one win away now from the title.
Yeah, the Celtics one win away from the title, man. They did a great job. They came out with the intensity. They knew they was going to take their first punch from Dallas because they came out and hit first. But they regrouped, they collected themselves, and was ready for the moment.
I want to hit on the superstars, obviously, for the Celtics team. And Jaylen Brown, this is a guy that signed a big extension in the offseason, but got a lot of flack from the way he played in the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals. He's stepped up all postseason. And then yesterday he drops 30 points. He's leading this team in scoring. How impressed have you been with the way that he's developed as a player this season and now the way he's playing in the finals?
He's developed as a player tremendously. I've been very impressed. His hard work, his effort, the way he put everything into this game, and it gives it back to him because he's a great player, and he's one of our best players, one of our hard-working players, and he's going to continue his successes uprise. He's still got more to give. If people hasn't been watching him a lot, they're going to get used to watching him now.
How impressed were you with the way that he played down the stretch in that game yesterday? Because Dallas, they cut it within one, and then later in the game, it was 198. He knocks down the big jumper to give them a 4-point lead and create more distance.
Yes, like I said earlier, Dallas came out and hit us with a punch. And then Tatum responded to that punch, as well as our whole team. And then they hit us with a little bit of another punch late in the fourth quarter, and then Brown responded to that punch. So it was a collective team effort on that part, but Brown, he's been poised, he's been calm, he's been collected the whole year, and he's been playing this way throughout this year and in this playoffs.
And while we've had you on our airwaves, you've been hitting on how well Jayson Tatum has played. Despite the point totals might not being where people thought it would be for the first two games of the NBA Finals. Yesterday, he steps up for 31. What was different about last night compared to the first two games about the way he played offensively? He
played really well offensively. I thought he was very decisive, not passing up shots, very aggressive. And he knew we didn't have no Porzingis, knew we was on the road, and he knew that Dallas was going to punch us first. And so he had to step up, meaning scoring-wise, and his leadership, and he did that. But that goes to show you that, every time we seem to need him, he show up in big games.
All right, and obviously there's still one more game to go. The Celtics still need to wrap this up. But through three games, who would you say your NBA Finals MVP has been so far?
Through three games, it's a close call, but I had to go with Jaylen Brown. He's been the most consistent, I believe, and he's been there on the defensive end, picking up Luka. That's a tough assignment as well. So I think Jaylen Brown will be my Finals MVP.
I want to hit on this guy because having you in studio, obviously you had a big performance in the finals when you played for the Celtics, and everybody remembers Game 2 and what you did off the bench in that game. Sam Hauser off the bench, different style of player than what you were, but he ends up knocking down 3 3-pointers, and he gives them a lift in a separate way and ends up leading the team in terms of plus minus. What did he give the Celtics, and how was he able to put up great advanced numbers like he did in that Game 3?
Oh, he gave us a big lift. We needed something coming off the bench, and him and Tillman gave us a good lift. Playing solid defense. His defense was really good on all the players, actually. I think they only scored probably like once or twice on him. And he came with that defensive intensity, that mindset, and then his shot started falling. And when his shot fall, look out because the Celtics are dangerous.
And a big part of this game was Luka Doncic fouling out after the game. He was upset with the officials. Not to get into that part, but the actual on-the-court part. What did the Celtics do to get him into foul trouble?
Every time he switched on one of our guys, any one of our guys, they attacked him because, if you can get into the lane, get your feet into the lane, it's a tough cover. And every time he guarded one of our guys from the Celtics, they went and got into the lane, got 2 feet in the lane, and created something, made something happen for themselves or their teammate. And they was doing it consistently. And they know once you get past Luka, sometimes he reaches, sometimes he flops a little bit, flails a little bit, and you can pick up fouls on him that way too as well.
And obviously that hurt the Mavericks down the stretch not to have them, even though they cut into the deficit. Take me through the experience of you, Leon Powe, sitting at home watching the game as the Mavs ended up cutting getting into that lead, cutting it down to 1. What was going through your mind?
A little bit of emotions going through my mind because I know we can get a big lead, and then I know we can give up a big lead because we shoot the 3 so well, and then sometimes we don't shoot it as well as we should, and we take ill-advised shots sometimes, can stay on the perimeter, and I think that's what we was doing when that run happened. We stayed perimeter-oriented and then allowed Dallas to get back into the game. And so what we had to do was settle down and get back to our offensive flow, driving kicks, and then you hit the 3 ball that way.
The fans at home, they still revere your team,
yes.
The 2008 team. I want to hit on a couple separate things as it's related to this finals, though. In 2008, Game 6, your team won by 39 points
yes.
against Los Angeles Lakers. So you guys knew how to close it out.
Yes.
How does the Celtics team do it on the road here in Game 4? What are the keys?
The keys to success to closing out a game like that, you got to stay focused. You got to block out all the noise because you're going to hear from family, friends, everybody. Oh, what's you going to get the ring? Can I get a ring too? Can this happen? No. Block that out. Get ready to focus on the game at hand, and then always take it one game at a time. That's what we did. We took it one game at a time, and if they do that same method and come out with that same intensity, they should be fine. They should know what's at stake, and it's a championship on the line.
And I know that you're in contact with your teammates from that year.
Yes.
And you guys have been watching this group, and specifically Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and maybe some of the other pieces like Al Horford
yes.
that have played for the Celtics for a long time. How proud are you guys of what this group is on the precipice now of accomplishing when you guys chat?
Man, we so proud of them, man. They worked hard. They always bring that effort, that tenacity, the thing you look for, and especially they good players. They're good players and they're good people on and off the court. And that's what you want, especially from a team and trying to win a championship. And I've been there since 8 years, watching the team develop, different players come in and out, trying to find the right combinations, and finally found it. But those players work so hard, they ready for that moment, and that's all they've been talking about is trying to get back and get that banner up there.
Got to plug Judge Powe before we go.
Yeah.
All right. So Mike Greenberg, he's been on the stand. Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick Perkins is currently on the stand. Yeah, so he's on the stand right now. We'll see how this court play out. But Judge Powe, he don't miss nothing. I see everything. Media, y'all better be careful. I see everything. Y'all watch my show. It's on Judge Powe at Leon_Powe on X. Watch the show because I judge everything, but I do fair trials. Everybody is due to a fair trial.
And Nick Wright, he's in some trouble, isn't he?
Nick Wright is up next. He's in very, very deep trouble. I haven't given out a jail sentence yet, a sports jail sentence, but it might come.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he picked Mavs in 5, so yes. he kind of led himself to it.
Yes, you got to watch the team. You
exactly.
can't just be picking teams blindly.
Leon, appreciate the time.
Thank you.